So because I advocated, because I lobbied, because I was able to change regulations, my business is now going to be more profitable because of all the work I did through activism.
Right.
And I think if you are an executive in this business, in this industry, you have to be an activist. You have to, you're the one, there's people still sitting in jail right now, even as we sit here. We're at a cannabis capital conference where people are making $1 million deals. And there's people locked up right now for doing the same damn thing.
You know what? Back with another episode of Meat Unshackled. We're talking social equity with my East Coast, West Coast social equity experts.
What's going on, man?
You guys got a new title designated there. Introduce yourself to the Meat Unshackled audience.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Devin Alexander, coming out of Boston, Massachusetts. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Rolling Relief, one of the first marijuana delivery operators based in Massachusetts. I was part of the first cohort of the social equity program, and just last week, we received a $50,000 grant from the state from the Social Equity Trust Fund.
Excellent. We're going to talk about what you're doing with that $50,000 in a second here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Mark Mudis. I'm the CEO of Metro 1996 out of Sacramento, California. I help social equity guys all over the state get access to resources, real estate, and access to capital. And I'm excited to be here with my guy Devin here.
So let's just start with the broad, high-level question. Why is social equity so important in the cannabis space?
Well,
who wants to take that one?
Yeah, no, I got you. So obviously, black and brown individuals were the ones that were most targeted by the racist war on drugs. The ACLU did a study that Caucasians and black and brown people use cannabis at similar rates, but the black and brown folk are 4 times more likely to be arrested for it than their Caucasian counterparts. I'm sure Mark can tell you how many times he's probably faced discriminatory practices by police officers in terms of the cannabis space, and just, so it's time. It's not the panacea. This isn't reparations. This isn't gonna undo 400 years of slavery of the cannabis industry, but it's a start. Right? You gotta start somewhere.
Brother Eric and I decided on our way here that we're gonna ask Southwest Airlines to have reparation boarding because they have A, B, C, family, military. Do you have a dog? And so we're like, wait, we're at the
all
back of the...
All survivors of the war on drugs, please come in.
Eric, we were at the back of the bus. They put us in the back of the bus again. And Eric's like, we should have reparations boarding.
I agree.
Sorry about that. I lost my train of thought. And why do you think social equity is such a big theme in the industry?
I mean, Devin touched on it, everything there. Just the amount of impact that, my family has faced. I'm 4th generation. I was born into the cannabis industry. That's all I've ever known. And so I've seen the impacts of our cultivators being raided, families being torn apart. My partners have been incarcerated and done 6 years Fed time for something that was considered legal at the time, had a legal dispensary. So those individuals deserve the opportunity. They built this industry on their backs, right? They were doing it when it was illegal. So that's what social equity is about. Those individuals who have been impacted by the war on drugs finally getting their opportunity for an industry that we felt we built. And my family's been doing it for a long time, and we're trying to go legal since 1996 in California, and it was so hard, and finally I got to be the one to bring my family into the legal industry.
Did you guys meet here?
No.
How do you guys know each other?
So it's funny.
Because you're like West Coast, you're like East Coast, and we were joking, like the Tupac thing,
Tupac Biggie.
100%.
I know.
So there's a company in California called Ease, and previously they had what was called the Momentum
I like
program.
how he said Tupac Biggie, not Biggie Tupac.
Tupac goes first,
Well, I'm trying to start shit. You see what I'm saying?
Tupac started on the East Coast, so we gotta get.
It's been that's how bad Baltimore is. That Baltimore is so bad that Tupac and his mom went to go find a better life in Oakland.
So where'd you guys meet?
Yeah, so there's a company in California called Ease, does a lot of delivery stuff. They had an accelerator program called Momentum, right, where companies from all across the country applied, and they choose 10 companies, and they give them a whole bunch of technical assistance and $50,000 equity-free grant. So in 2021, I applied. I made the semifinals. I didn't make the final cut. Mark made the final cut along with 9 other people. And so I studied everyone who made the cut over me just to see what they were doing. Well, how can I improve my game? And then I reached out to Mark, and then we started chatting back and forth. And then the next year, I got into the program, and the year after Mark did. So we both got $50,000 grants from the company Ease. We met in person for the first time in 2022 at MJ BizCon in Vegas.
Yep.
So this is our first time seeing each other in person in like almost 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that little perseverance thing.
Yeah.
That's a good skill. That's tenacity.
You need it, man. Or else you ain't going to last in this game.
Tenacity. See,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
trying to rap there because of the Tupac Biggie
If
thing.
you give up easily, man, this game ain't for you.
No, 100%.
And so I want to talk a little bit more about your Massachusetts delivering, what you do, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
First of all, explain what you do for funding and social equity. You help people find funds.
Yeah, so for mostly retail expansion, I've worked with a lot of major companies before in California, a lot of MSOs, and then I realized, I wanted to provide these services to social equity guys like myself who've been impacted, getting them access to capital. First and foremost, let's go through the application process. Let them know what their rights are as a social equity person, an applicant that has been impacted, that, hey, your city may have a program. Look into that, see if you qualify. And then I come in to help you get the best deal, prevent predatorial practices from these people, because I've dealt with it. I've dealt with every predatorial practice. I've seen the contracts. I know exactly where they try to get you. And if I can consult and help applicants and partner with them and give them access to capital, which I'm meeting a lot of investors here that are also interested in social equity and they want to do right by social equity. So first and foremost, we get you through the application, we get you approved, we get you a license, and then after that, we get you the funding with the right investors that make sense.
So I deal with, I've been in the industry for a while. So dealing with social equity for a while.
Yeah.
I don't like to get into the advocating for what social equity should look like and what these programs should look like, because I'm a free market guy.
100%.
To me, the only real social equity is opening the market, removing all barriers that the government might create for people to participate in a marketplace. That, to me, is social equity. However, these systems are being created, okay? Not by me, but they're being created. And it becomes a fact that people need funds in order to apply. $1,500, $4,000, $5,000, and they don't have those monies. Do you help people with those monies?
Yeah. So if I'm going to partner with you, and I prefer social equity, partnering with social equity, someone that understands what you're going to go through, understands the difficulty. So I'll pay it, or I'll find an investor that wants to come in and partner with you, and we'll take care of those funds. All of that stuff is going to be taken care of by your
Let me
investor.
ask them a tough question.
Yeah.
How do they know if your agreement's not predatory? That's a tough question, right?
No, that is a tough question, right? You need to.
How do you protect the social equity guys that you fund with?
So you got to have your own.
That was a tough question, right?
You got to get your own independent lawyer, because look, I'm going to show you and I'm going to tell you what all the things that the predatory stuff that's happening, and then I want you to go take a look and take it to any lawyer, and you tell me if that lawyer comes back with some thinks that this deal is predatory. Because at the end of the day, as a social equity person, you want a percentage of the profits. You don't want just to receive a salary so they push you away. You want to be in the day-to-day business. You want to make money. You want to split the profits.
You want to cash out.
And some do. So some guys want to cash out. If that's what you want to do, and you have the right to, and you're not doing anything.
Cash out, but
if you want to do that, that's great. I'm a long-term kind of guy. You know what I mean? I like passive income, but I don't mind to get my hands dirty and do this business the right way. Yeah. That's my preference. I want to be here in the next 20 years. I've been here, the last 20 years. So.
Because it's a tough issue, because I have like 15 investor types, including some MSOs, dispensaries, some names that you'd recognize, and the people behind the scenes that work with them. They come to me and say, hey, Dimitri, you can introduce us to your social equity people so that we can help them apply.
Correct.
And I have a choice to make, and I'm like, well, are your deals predatory? I don't know. But the social equity guys have a choice as to whether or not they want to partner with these investors. It's their choice. It's their right. And they don't have to do it. And on top of that, if I don't tell them about this opportunity, I'm denying them an opportunity to have somebody pay for something where they could win something.
Yeah.
Even if it's just $1, 1% of that lottery ticket, or an ongoing job.
Yeah, and look, every deal is going to be, the equity applicant's going to decide what he considers predatory in his own deal, right? There's some things that people consider predatory. We have an idea of what those typically look like, and normally that is, if you're going to stay in the business, if they're hiding the profits from you, that's probably predatory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you're working and doing the business together, getting a percentage of that profit, whether it's 20, 10, 30, whatever you agree upon, that's the deal that you do. You don't have to take that offer. That is true. This is a capitalist market, and at the end of the day, you take the best deal for you and your family at that time.
Do you have a program in place where, for because you can't live for free, for 1, 5, 10, 15% or a certain fee, you help social equity people navigate the process and not necessarily pay for the fee, which is the problem with so many of these programs is the fact that a fee exists.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, that's what causes the investor problem.
Normally, I give my experience in consulting for free. If you're, even if I'm not going to partner with you, my thing is like, look, I'm good to go. I got my own stuff going on. I don't need to partner with anybody, but I want to give you the free information so that you can be successful. And then if you come to me and you want to partner, then we can partner and here are the terms. I don't want to take anything from your business unless you want a partner that can get you to that level, because you can partner with anybody, but I understand social equity, I understand the cannabis retail market, and I want to be successful with you, and I'm willing to partner.
Yeah, he's to do it for free. He's the good guy.
It's for the love.
Everybody,
All
being coming from a family of, they would say drug dealers. I believe it's a medicine. It's medicinal. But on the block, right? You would give out product for free because people would come back. And if you got a really good product, give it out for free, and they'll come back and pay for it.
And that's true. And I like your approach. And it's a complicated situation. Unfortunately, the government is creating these situations where people need investors, and of course, everybody needs information and skills and knowledge, which also has value. So people are being stuck in these relationships that otherwise might not necessarily benefit them, might be predatory in nature and stuff. So it's good that you're out there and that you offer the free services and potentially financing for them if they need it. Okay. You're a great resource, and social equity people should reach out and talk to you for sure.
Appreciate that.
Did they charge you in Massachusetts?
For what?
For the application.
No. So that's one of the many benefits that we get as equity applicants in Massachusetts. Our application fees are waived, and our annual fees for renewal are sliced in half.
But there are fees for the application.
If you're a general applicant, you'll pay the fee.
Sacramento is the same way. They waive your fee.
If you're a social equity applicant, you're not paying a fee for the application itself.
See, a lot of social equity people don't even understand that. So they're afraid of the process because there is a fee. Was it clearly laid out there that there was no fee?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where the whole technical assistance programs come in. Just teaching people about the program, teaching them what's available for them. Education is power, right?
Knowledge. 100%.
Well, it's good that you guys are out there helping people. I mean, $1,500 in Missouri, $4,000, $5,000 in Arizona.
$5,000 for Maryland.
Maryland.
Yep. They had some stuff in place where if you paid the $5,000, you could get the grand, get it refunded. So. Yeah, I mean, I would look into that. Right now, knowledge in any program is the most important thing. No social equity program is the same. Everyone's different. Every state is thinking this state did it better than this state. At the end of the day, just there being a social equity program is progress.
So you guys are both businessmen. You have your businesses. You're doing a delivery. Are you going to be doing delivery outside Massachusetts and other states, other licenses?
Not delivery. We do want to, dive into the manufacturing side of the industry in other states. We have plans of obtaining a manufacturing license here. When I get back to Massachusetts, we're going to have a meeting on the 23rd, start the municipal process. Hopefully we can get that online by the end of the year. I remember when you came out to the Flower Expo last year, when I first started talking about that, that whole concept, the whole idea. Now the wheels are in motion, so we're excited. We want to create a brand in Massachusetts, make it big enough to take to other states, do licensing deals.
That's cool.
Way to go.
And you have your business interests as well?
Yep.
And we can talk about those in a second, but I want to talk about, are you guys working with any particular organizations, or just as individuals, you're your own organization to help social equity people?
Yeah.
Which is good enough.
So we'll partner here and there. There's a lot of great nonprofits in Massachusetts, such as Eon and Elevate Northeast. They do a lot of great work with the State House and helping applicants. On a national level, Last Prisoner Project here and there. Jason Ortiz is someone that I really much look up to. They're all down in D.C. right now, doing their lobbying for the whole 420 United movement. So shout out to all of them right there up in D.C. doing the good work.
And I know you're available as an individual. You work with any particular groups?
So as an individual, I work with Ether Collective. It's a business development firm and sales agency. We do retail components. I help other retail companies, whether it's standard or social equity. I prefer to work primarily with social equity because I feel like that's where my mission is, and that's where the good work is, to make sure that I can build generational wealth for other individuals that want to be here. This is not a short-term thing. I do want to let social equity individuals know that if you think you're going to get rich quick, you should run away from this, because you can make way more money in almost any other industry if you focus, even real estate. And I came from a real estate background on top of being in cannabis. So this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. So this is for a long run. If you're not in it for the long run, you should do exactly what you say. Sell it if you can, if that's what you want to do.
Well, it all depends on the market structure, too.
Correct.
Because in Arizona, they gave out 26 licenses. I didn't give them out 26 licenses. Those licenses upon issuance were worth $6 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody had to partner with somebody, and sometimes it was predatory grandma. Sometimes it was smart investment money. It didn't matter. The money, sometimes it came out of an individual's piggy bank.
Yeah.
But $5,000 had to be put up for every single
Yeah.
partner. And so 26 people won. And a lot of them had obligations to the money.
Yeah.
And, you know, dispensaries and existing industry members got a bad rap, you know, but that wasn't fair because they were just smart money investing in a social equity applicant. And
Such an odd number, 26, just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Well,
right. Normally it's like 30. You know,
I mean, I can tell you the origins.
25.
A lot of these social equity programs originate, you know, when legislators or initiative drafters or referendum writers, you know, they like the concept, they like the term from a public policy perspective. It feels good. Nobody knows what the hell social equity is. There's 1,000 definitions of what social equity is. I mean, we're all equally the same color brown. Okay, but I don't know. He's darker brown over there. He's Southwest Reparation brown. No, but you know, I went to Boston University. I went to UB Law School. Do I need help? No, I don't. But if somebody did it based on race, I would apply.
Yeah.
You know, but in Arizona, we did it based on this weird criteria. I can't remember. Some of it had to do with poverty. Some of it had to do with marijuana. Some of it had to do with race. So, you know, it's a complicated subject, but you know, I still haven't figured it out.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, everybody's got their own opinion on how they feel about that on social equity, right? Some places I feel like you got different rules, right? So some people have to have incarceration, you got to have a family member that's impacted. You consider tier 1, there's tier 2, and it's funny that they do a tier system for social equity, right? It should just be you either qualify or you're not. But one thing I don't like is, you know, zip code qualifications, right? Because some people are just qualifying because they live in a neighborhood, right? And I understand the studies on that and why people feel that way. But I feel like you need to have a family member or a direct impact that you were impacted as a real survivor, right? You know, grandfather was incarcerated, growing 450 plants. They took away your land, right? Because they hit you with so many bills. That's bad, right?
Yeah.
But what if that
That's
person
what Massachusetts does, too.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Massachusetts does the same thing.
They take your land.
So Massachusetts, the Cannabis Control Commission, the governing body of cannabis in Massachusetts, they identified what they call disproportionately impacted areas, and there's 30 of them, you know, cities and towns. So I grew up in one of them my entire life, the city of Quincy, Massachusetts, birthplace of John Adams, John Quincy Adams, Dunkin' Donuts. So
I went to Boston University. I know all about Dunkin' Donuts.
So like there's a town called Braintree, which, you know, very affluent, but is part of the impacted areas, and it came to that due to number of high drug arrests in that, you know, in its borders. And then there's other places like Lawrence that's really low income that's not on the list, which is just mind-blowing. It's crazy.
Massachusetts. Oh, wow. We'll see you at the Flower Expo. You gonna be there again?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get out there. Greenfield, it's the western part of Massachusetts. You know, it's a whole other world to me out there. Western Mass versus East Mass. But, you know, June, you know, I'll try to get out there for sure.
Well, I love how you guys are doing it and doing it right because, you know, cannabis, the cannabis community, the cannabis movement, the cannabis policy, the cannabis activism, it's all as important as the product development, the business development in cannabis. So
100%.
I would always suggest that people get involved in both. If it's just a widget to you, there's nothing wrong with that. Some people just want to do business, they want to produce something, they want to get out. But those people who come to understand the themes and the undercurrents and the movement and the activism and the culture behind cannabis, I think personally, in my little opinion, are living a more enriched life.
Yes.
So
They're more in tune with everything going on, and I tell people that policy affects business. You know, take us for instance, right, with the 2-driver rule in Massachusetts. So because I advocated, because I lobbied, because I was able to change regulations, my business is now going to be more profitable because of all the work I did through activism.
Right.
And I think if you are an executive in this business, in this industry, you have to be an activist. You have to, like, you're the one, like, there's people still sitting in jail right now, even as we sit here. We're at a cannabis capital conference with people making $1 million deals, and there's people locked up right now for doing the same damn thing.
You know what? You need to have a job. That's where Jesus went wrong. You know, the dude was running around being an activist all the time, which was all good, but he didn't work. You know? Anyways, maybe he was a carpenter.
Carpenter.
Allegedly.
I look forward to following you guys' journey. Come back and visit us on Meet Unshackled at the different conferences. We'll see you at the Flower Expo. We'll be at CWBC New York. That's going to be a really good show, but they're at the same time.
Yeah, it's tough.
So we're splitting our team up and going to both.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because we're ballers like that.
Yeah, I like
You're
that.
gonna have Destiny come out?
Destiny's coming out to you guys.
All right.
Okay.
The ladies are coming out to you guys for Flower Expo. I'm going to be in New York.
Yeah.
Going to be in Medellin at the cannabis conference out there because one day.
Oh, when's that?
18th and 19th of May.
Oh, I'm there.
Yeah, it's
Colombia?
Yeah, Colombia. We're off to Colombia, guys.
Well, the supply chain's developing. You got to keep track of it. Things are going to move.
Yeah. I mean, look, that's the future, right? We got interstate commerce coming, which we feel, and then we got international moves to be made. If you're doing deals like that, let's do some international things.
Well, you guys are young, man. As I exit stage left, you guys will keep doing what you're doing, and I look forward to following you guys' success, and so does our audience. Probably one day you guys will be running Mita. So we will be back in a second with another episode of Mita and Shackle. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.